Today's story is about the pickle who took a trip. Once upon a time, there was a pickle who decided to take a trip. It packed its suitcase and started off. The pickle was so happy that it bounced along the road. After a short time, the pickle came to a cave. Being a very curious pickle, it decided to explore. It crouched over on a middle level, feeling the walls of the cave with its hands as it walked. The cave turned into a low tunnel, and the pickle had to crawl on its hands and knees to get through. The tunnel became even lower, and the pickle had to slither through on its tummy. At the end of the tunnel was a tiny hole, just big enough for the pickle to squeeze through. Then it began to roll and roll and roll until, boom, it bumped into something soft and squishy. The pickle stuck its hand into the soft, squishy thing. Then it stuck its foot in. Then its head. Then it broke off a little piece and tasted it. It was a giant marshmallow. The pickle stood on tiptoe and saw that there was a field of giant marshmallows that stretched as far as its eye could see. So the pickle began to leap and to hop and to skip and to jump over the giant marshmallows. After all that leaping and jumping, the pickle began to feel tired, so it lay down on the ground to take a short nap. But just as it was about to fall asleep, the pickle looked up and saw that the giant marshmallows were starting to float away. So the pickle shouted, "Hey, wait for me!" And again, "Hey, wait for me!" And the pickle shouted a third time, "Hey, wait for me!" The pickle jumped up and grabbed onto one of the giant marshmallows. Together they floated forward. They floated backward. They floated sideways. They floated round and round in circles until they came down for a landing in Slitherland, where snakes and other slimy creatures live. The pickle got right down on the ground and began to roll, and the pickle began to slither, and the pickle began to squirm, and then wriggle, and then the pickle began to writhe with the snakes. Suddenly, all the snakes slithered into little holes in the ground, and out floated some tiny bubbles. The pickle had to tiptoe very carefully. So the pickle tiptoed all around the bubbles so they wouldn't pop. But all of a sudden, pop, 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 the bubbles started popping the pickle into the air. Pop, pop, pop. And again, pop, pop, pop. When all the bubbles had popped, the giant marshmallows started to float away again, but the pickle shouted, "Hey, wait for me!" One last time, the pickle and the marshmallow floated forward. They floated backward. They floated sideways. They floated round and round until they were right above the pickle's house. When the pickle saw its very own house down below, it let go of the giant marshmallow and gently melted to the ground. It rolled up the stairs and straight into bed, where it fell fast asleep. And that is the story of the pickle who took a trip.